Hey everybody, this is my Purple Spotted Gudgeon, and I just wanted to shoot a little video of it. Nothing particular on my mind here. It's just a really cool looking fish, and I was over here enjoying it, so I figured I would go ahead and pull my camera out. Now, I recently made a minor change to the tank, and it really made a huge difference. I put a new hood on it, and the old hood was a little cloudy, and it just had, dirt and stuff all over it from fish food and the splashing inside the tank, and just over time they get dirty, as you know, I'm sure. And so putting this brand new hood on it that's crystal clear really effectively increased the lighting in this tank tremendously. This is a fish that comes from fairly dark, dingy, muddy water sometimes. Black water probably, I would imagine, sometimes. So I was really afraid that the brighter light in there would have a pretty negative effect on him, and it doesn't seem to. He still hangs out down near the bottom most of the time. That's what he always did. But whenever I come in and walk over to the tank, he comes out and gets a little more excited, comes up towards the top, thinking he's getting some food. So all that's fairly normal. I guess by now he's realized he's not getting any food, and he's sort of making his way back down to where he would normally hang out in the lower strata of the tank. A lot of times he'll actually sort of get down in the leaves there and sort of nuzzle himself in. He's hard to see. He'll sort of tuck down in, and that's what they do in the real world. They're ambush predators. They sort of lie there looking up. You can see how the mouth is sort of turned upwards. They strike from below typically, and they have enormous mouths. This one I've actually seen come out of the water. It's bit the end of my finger a couple of times. One of these days, I know I've talked about doing this before, but I'll need to set my tripod up and get the lighting just right. And of course, I know if I do all that and the lights out and everything, he's probably not going to cooperate. So I've just never really gotten around to doing it. But he will actually breach and take krill out of my fingers, and occasionally I've had my fingers sort of dangling too close to the surface, and he's come out of the water and latched onto the tip of my finger before. As far as I know, there's no real teeth in there, nothing to speak of anyway. It might be those sort of like bristly teeth or something, I don't know. Certainly didn't draw any blood or hurt or anything, but it certainly startled me. I was not expecting to have a fish jump out of my tank and bite me, latch onto my finger like it was going to eat it. So the other thing I did with this tank is, you'll notice there's sort of a big open spot right here. I removed a big chunk of that Java fern that was between those two rocks. That sort of seam you've got right there. I had a piece of Java fern tucked in under there, and I've pulled that out as part of a project I'm working on somewhere else in the room. If you want the backstory on that project, if you want to see behind the scenes and know what I'm doing, you can go check out my Patreon page. I've got video over there of the project and what I'm doing, what I've been working on. If not, it's coming to fruition. I'm kind of dragging my feet on it. I'm having motivational issues here recently. I'm not going to get into it in vast detail, but YouTube's been getting on my nerves, and they're just making it really difficult for me to be enthusiastic about shooting video anymore. It's getting really aggravating, and now that it's not as much fun as it was, it's just not something I'm that into anymore, and I've lost my enthusiasm a little bit. So hopefully the situation will turn around eventually, or I'll just sort of get my enthusiasm back or whatever. I don't know. But if you've noticed sort of a lag in videos and a lag in quality over the last few days, excuse me, that is why. I'm just going through sort of a little slump here. So hopefully I'll turn around here pretty soon, and I'll get enthusiastic again, and I'll get excited or whatever. I don't know. I'm just trying to ride it out, but right now I'm a little irritated with YouTube. So at any rate, if you want to go check out my Patreon page, then you will get to see a lot of the stuff over there that you don't see here on YouTube. Of course, if you wait, all of this will come to fruition here on my YouTube channel, and we'll get to see the tank that I'm working on and the new project and everything here in due time. It shouldn't be too much longer. I'm really hoping within the next week I get this all sorted out, because my fish room is a disaster and everything's all discombobulated right now, and I really want to get it back to be in my fish room that I can actually walk around in without having to step over and around stuff that's all over the place. Well, it's really not too far from the way it looks normally. Anyway, it looks like the fish has gone to ground for the evening, or at least for this video, so I'm going to go ahead and call that good. Make sure you're subscribed here to my YouTube channel as well, and then that way you won't miss anything. And don't forget, this one is my Gudgeon tank, even though it's still labeled as my Gudgeon and T-bar tank. So thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.